Hello all my dear student friends. Welcome to this session. We are studying the subject power engineering and refrigeration. We are studying the air compressors and now we are studying the non-positive displacement type rotary compressors. We have covered the centrifugal compressor and right now let us talk about the axial compressor or the axial flow compressor. So this axial compressor is also a non-positive displacement type rotary compressor. It means in this compressor the kinetic energy of the air is converted into pressure energy. But for this, first of all, the air should be imparted the kinetic energy. So the rotor of the compressor imparts kinetic energy to the air, and then the kinetic energy of the air is further converted into pressure energy, and thus the pressure of the air increases. So this is the working principle of the non-positive displacement type compressors. We have already studied one non-positive displacement type rotary compressor, that is the centrifugal compressor. But the difference between the centrifugal compressor and the axial compressor is that in case of centrifugal compressor the air will flow in the radial direction and later on in the tangential direction. But in case of the axial flow compressor the air will flow mainly along the axis of the compressor. So here as we see that this axial compressor is similar to the centrifugal compressor except the direction of air flow, that the direction of air flow is axial in case of the axial compressor. The blades of the compressor are mounted on the hub and in turn onto the shaft. So the blades are mounted on the hub of the compressor and the hub is mounted on the shaft of the compressor. So ultimately indirectly we can say that the blades are mounted on the shaft of the compressor. That means this is nothing but the rotor of the compressor. So the blades which are mounted on the hub of the compressor and hub is indirectly is mounted on the shaft. So this forms the rotor of the compressor. The shaft and the hub on which the blades are mounted, so that is nothing but the rotor of the compressor and it rotates, and the blades which are mounted on the rotor they are called as the moving blades. As the shaft rotates at high speed the ambient air is sucked into the compressor and this ambient air is compressed. Then this ambient air is imparted with the energy, that is the kinetic energy, and this air is directed in the axial direction. So as the shaft rotates, as the rotor rotates at high speed, the ambient air is sucked inside the compressor, then this air is compressed, then it is imparted with the energy and it is directed on the axial direction. So the pressure built up depends upon the number of stages. So in this compressor, axial compressor, we are having several stages. So axial compressor is never a single stage compressor. Axial compressor is a multi-stage compressor in itself, and the increase in pressure or the pressure ratio depends upon the number of stages. More the number of stages in the compressor, more will be the compression ratio, or more will be the increase in pressure, more pressure will build up if more stages are present in the axial flow compressor. So an axial flow compressor in its very simple form is also called as the axial flow fan, which is commonly used for domestic purposes. So axial flow fan is used for domestic purposes, and that is the simple form of the axial flow compressor. So these are commonly used, the axial flow compressors are commonly used as vent fans, and that is the simple form. The axial flow fans are used as the vent fans in enclosed spaces, and they are also used as the blower ducts. Now they also find application in the aerospace industry, where the gas turbines drive the axial flow air compressors. So in the aerospace industry, the axial flow air compressors are driven by the gas turbines. We know that these gas turbines rotate at a very high speed, and the axial flow compressors also rotate at a very high speed. The axial flow compressors, it is a multi-stage unit. At each stage builds up pressure by a small amount. So as we have seen, the axial flow compressor is not a single stage unit, it is a multi-stage unit, and pressure is built up at every stage. So you can see this is the axial flow compressor. This is the diagram of the axial flow compressor. Previously we have seen the photograph, but this diagram gives you more clear picture regarding the construction of the axial flow compressor. So you can see here that this curve indicates the casing, this curve indicates the casing of the compressor. So inside the casing you will find that on inner surface of the casing the blades are mounted, and these blades are called as the fixed blade. So this is a fixed blade, fixed blade, fixed blade, fixed blade. Here also you can see fixed blade, fixed blade, fixed blade. So these are the various fixed blades which are fixed to the casing from inner side. So actually this casing is almost cylindrical, and we have a ring of fixed blades or a row of fixed blades along the periphery or along the circumference of this particular inner surface of the casing. Now here we are having, this is the shaft, and on the shaft we have the rotor. So this rotor is hub shaped, is having a dome shape at the entry of the air compressor. At the entry of the air, this rotor is having a dome shape, and this rotor is mounted on the shaft, and you will find that the blades are fixed to this rotor. So these blades which are fixed to the rotor are called as the moving blades. So this is a moving blade fixed to the rotor, this is a moving blade, moving blade, moving blade, moving blade, and moving blade. So likewise several moving blades are fixed on the rotor. But you can see here that we have a ring of moving blades. Just as we have a ring of fixed blades fixed to the casing from inner side, we have, in the same way we have the row or ring of moving blades which are fixed on the rotor. So along the periphery, on the outer side of the rotor, we are having several rings. So this is one ring. We can see here only two blades, but likewise there are several blades mounted along the periphery of the rotor. So here one blade, another blade, here third, fourth, fifth. Likewise along the circumference several blades are mounted, and thus a ring of blade is formed. So this is one ring of blade, fixed blade, and this is a ring of movable blades. So the one pair of these blades, that is the one ring of fixed blade, and here one ring of moving blades, they constitute one stage of the compressor. So these two rings of blades constitute one stage. So this is the first stage. So the first stage ends here and the second stage starts. So this is the second stage. Okay, here the second stage ends and the third stage starts. So this is the third stage, then the fourth stage, fifth stage, and so on. So likewise we are having several stages inside the axial flow compressor, and in every stage you will find that there is a small increase in the pressure, very small increase in the pressure in every stage, and we are having several stages in the axial flow compressor. So the pressure increases by a very small amount in every stage. So each stage consists of a ring of fixed and moving blades, as we have seen, and they are mounted on the casing and rotor respectively. Fixed blades are mounted on the casing, inner side of the casing, and moving blades are mounted on the rotor. So these blades are having aerofoil shape for efficient working, for proper compression of the air, and as well as for directing the air from one stage to the other stage. So here what is happening is that this fixed blade will direct the air from the first stage to the second stage. For example, this ring of fixed blade will direct the air from this ring of movable blades to the next ring of moving blades, right? So the fixed ring will direct the air from the left to right, or from the inlet to the exit, or to the next row of the blades, and the moving blades will actually impart the energy to the air, so that the kinetic energy of the air increases, and up to some extent the pressure of the air is also increases. At the end we are having diffuser rings. So this diffuser ring will not increase the kinetic energy, but they will convert the kinetic energy into pressure energy. So fixed blade direct the high velocity air from preceding to succeeding row of rotor blades. Fixed blades will direct the high velocity air from preceding to succeeding row of the rotor blades. So for example, this is the ring of fixed blade. It will direct the high velocity air from this row of rotor blades to this row of the rotor blades. Thus air flows through the annular ring between the rotor and the stator. So there is an annular ring between the rotor and the casing, and air is flowing in this annular ring in between the fixed blades and the moving blades, and air is flowing over the blades parallel to the axis of the compressor. As I have told you that air is flowing over the fixed and moving blades, and it is flowing parallel to the axis of the compressor in the right direction. So here the air enters and here the air leaves, and it moves in this direction from left to right in this case. Air accelerates due to rotor rotation, and pressure and velocity increases. So due to the rotation of the rotor, the pressure and the velocity increases, and thus we can see that the air accelerates. Air then pass over diffuser shaped fixed blades. So now already the kinetic energy of the air has been increased. The air is having a lot of energy, mostly it is in the form of kinetic energy. Now at this point the air will pass over diffuser shaped fixed blades, where velocity increases and pressure of the air rises. Sorry, velocity decreases and pressure of the air rises. So on this diffuser shaped fixed blades, the velocity of the air will decrease and the pressure of the air will increase. That means the kinetic energy of the air will be converted into pressure energy as the air pass over the diffuser shaped fixed blades. So the pressure rise is 12% to 15% in each stage. So the pressure rise per stage will be something like 12% to 15%, and therefore 5 to 14 stages can handle 30 cubic meter per minute of air. So 30 cubic meter per minute of air can be handled by 5 to 14 stages, since the pressure rise in every stage is between 12% to 15%.